Alrighty, YouTubers, we're going to be checking out KD Broly. This is another statue I have been highly, interested in seeing in person and comparing to Sume, which you see back there. Granted, that is the recast, but at least it gives you a good idea of size comparison of the two. So this is the deluxe version, which comes with all the extra goodies. So I've been observing this statue already for several minutes now, looking at some of the switch outs. So you basically have three different portraits. You have this one, which I really like, open mouth with the power-up pose. I think that looks really freaking cool. Now, this piece is massive. It absolutely towers over every other statue here. You got Jiren vs. Top, Sume Broly, figure class Goku, and this one is just the beast. So let's check out this base. So classic KD base, which I absolutely love. And this one has tons of yellow aura with some rocks, almost like a yellow river. And it is lit up right now. In addition to this lighting up, that key ball does light up when you insert that second bust. But overall, he did a great job on the keys. I think it looks really well done, and the light up looks awesome. So the base is a little bit bigger than Sume Broly, especially with these yellow aura effects really just going out in their translucent resin. So this is it lit up. And then if we unplug it, this is going to be your general view 99% of the time, which still looks cool. So he is quite high up on the base. He's a good 4 inches up. That's really what gives him that presence. Because overall, when you do compare like the chest sizes of each, it's about the same size as Sume Broly's, if not maybe a tad bit smaller on the muscle size. But yeah, check it out. So here is the texture on the boots. You got the gems, the pants, his giant sash, skin texture, and of course the face. So the face does look great. And here is one of the swap out portraits. Basically a closed mouth version. This is my least favorite of all the portraits. Then you also have this one, which is the switch out bust. It's quite a big switch out bust, not as big as the Sume Broly one. That one has a much bigger base and just overall bigger presence. This one is just a tiny little key ball in comparison to that massive one over there. So very small, just barely starting to shoot the key blast out. This is my second favorite portrait, the teeth grinning one, which overall I do think looks great. Hold on just a sec. Quite a strong magnet, but there it is. It does look good, but I do think Sume did a better job overall in the teeth grinning portrait. I think the winning portrait is this guy right here, the mouth open. I think KD did a fantastic job there. Now the skin tone is definitely more pale than like the Sume one, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It does have some good vein work here in the arms. And overall, the detail does look great. The necklace is a much thicker rope versus like that thin little rope on the Sume one. Definitely has a different presence feeling to it, with the cape more like flowing, especially with this pose. I think this is the best pose without a doubt, especially with the way the cape is like almost like levitating. That power up feeling with the key energy on the base really showcases how awesome this piece is. You do get two different, funny you didn't include the open mouth, my favorite portrait, but two different art prints. Here's the seal, which does have the open mouth. So in reality, you do get all three portraits and the different pose options. There's also an additional switch out hand. So if you don't want to do that little key blast, you can get just a standard hand, which I would never display that or this head, honestly. Like if I was to ever buy this statue, I would keep it this head on that and then that head on that. That is the best way to display this. So we're going to go ahead and do a little switcheroo, and see how it looks with the key blast. Alrighty, so here it is with the key ball shooting. Now this light up is honestly pretty pathetic. It's flashing a little bit, but it's not very bright at all. It is lighting up, just very weak. And I know in general, a lot of people had issues with this key ball hand. So it's not super impressive lit up. Granted, like I said, I rarely use light ups, but at least it's cool to have that light up feature. So let's go ahead and just unplug that. So that's how it'll look in general. So it is very similar to the KD Cell. He also had a very tiny, just very tiny key ball coming out. This one is a little bit bigger though. So, I mean, overall, this Broly is definitely super impressive. It has a huge presence, like massive. I think the detail is really good, but it's definitely not as good as Sume Broly's that I own. It is better than the Sume recast, but it's not better than the original Sume. The sculpt is, I would probably give it 8.5 out of 10, presence 10 out of 10, paint app 9 out of 10. Overall, probably a 9.5 out of 10 statue in my opinion. Surely because the base is amazing, the size is incredible. I love the switch outs, really like, especially this pose. I really love that. Now you can see in size comparison, this is a centerpiece type statue. It's massive and definitely incredible. Back it up. You can just see this is a beast of a statue. Probably the biggest Dragon Ball Z statue I've seen outside of like the MRC bus, but for just a 1/4, it's definitely the biggest. This is like Dark Side, Prime 1 Dark Side big, which is probably the biggest 1/4 I ever owned. So definitely huge and super, super cool. Now this bad boy originally retailed, I believe, for like 900 plus shipping. I think it was close to like 1,500 shipped originally. And in the aftermarket, I believe it goes for about 1,500 to 1,800 shipped is what I've seen it go for. And I would say it's worth that. If you can find it for 1,800 shipped, it's worth getting. So if I was to ever purchase this, I'd definitely be displaying that pose though. That's the one I would go for. I just think it looks so cool and it just matches the scene a little bit better than the Key Blast pose. But yeah, overall it's very impressive and I would say it's one of KD's best statues he's made. Definitely top 5, This, Vegeta Final Flash, Trunks, Piccolo are, his best statues he's made for sure. So props to KD, awesome statue, good job. And definitely the second best Broly in the market, next to Sume being number 1. So yeah, that is what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.